it's kind of crazy in a way, like, because I really didn't know, like, maybe some of you guys meet each other or not, because but might be very different. My Alicia and Vicole might know each other because you guys working together previously or whatever. But Dalvin has always been like the other side of the campus, Yeah, at least sometimes come over for orientation or some other things.
Yeah.
I'll approve some of the member they joining in also right now.
All right.
So I think it's already 12. We just start off by recording the recording first, but we still wait for others for like 5 more minutes. So if let's say you want to take a toilet break or what, just go ahead. Then after 5 minutes, we'll start the whole sessions. Yeah. Okay, I can see more and more people coming in.
Events organized. I haven't organized any event. Oh. Right.
Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, I think Tammy has helped to record using screen recording instead. Yeah, I think she's doing that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me just give like brief introduction and everything. Yeah. So I have to mention this like what Alicia called it, disclaimer as well, because I think I wouldn't want this whole forum to be very formal. Like I'm interviewing you guys on like what your opinion on this, what have you did and stuff. I don't feel like to be very formal in this. Because sometimes when it's too formal, you give polite answer, You give too many answer that is not really reflective or represent your real experience. Maybe your polite answer you hear would be most people saying like, oh, it's very good, I learned a lot of things and stuff. But when you hear real experience might be different. People say, oh, it's very tough, I can't really survive my academic because all the work, 5 events in a week, I have prepared, I need to sleep around 3 a.m. every day. Yeah, so I think I would like to deliver more of those kind of content to people, to really how is it to be like when you're in climate society or when you become a leadership role in any organization or team. Okay, so this can be very informal, and maybe you can suddenly shout out some kind of words whatsoever also again. Okay, because that's what I want the experience to have. So, at any time if you want to chip in, just go ahead. Okay. So, before I think I will see if anyone have joining in already. Later we'll ask about what each of us, what does leadership mean to you? What do you think is leadership? So if you have thoughts, then you can put inside the chat room as well. So we give our opinion as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Just type inside the room.
It doesn't have to be long. It can just be short, like one word. One word that describes everything.
Yes, that works as well. So just do a testing one last time. Each of us, maybe you speak a bit, like Dalvin, Vicole, Alicia, then we see if the mic is okay, everyone can hear clearly, then we can start already. Yeah.
All right. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I feel can hear, Kean?
Yeah.
Good? All right, that's good. All right.
Alicia, I think yours one is quite well as well.
Yeah, quite good. Is there any echo? Because I'm quite like a spacious, a bit space.
Not really. Oh, good. Vicole?
Yes, Vicole.
Yeah. Go echo.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
I don't hear echo from like just now. I think now it's much better.
Yeah, now it's much better.
Okay, nice. Okay, so before we dive in, this is today's timeline for this event. As we mentioned in the Google form, the actually aspect we're going to talk about each of our leadership experiences, what have we stepped into, and what are things we did. So you can have a look like, what in the process of we doing all this event, or how would the experience look like, who we collaborated and how we did that and everything. Okay. The second aspect of the forum is about our challenge. A student, committee member, or even president, what are the challenges we face throughout this whole different years we have committed ourselves in? Last one, we give some advice like, let's say if you want to join Club and Society, how would it be like? And me and Dalvin will specifically share about student council. If you join in like SRC, PSU, PSC not here, but SRC and PSU, how is it going to be like as well? So it might help you. And Q&A, definitely, all the questions you guys have, insert in the Google form. Yeah. And if you are comfortable with it, feel free to open your camera, so we can see your beautiful face again. Let's get the forum going. I think right off, maybe each of us give some introduction of yourself, like what's your name, or what you're studying, or how's your experience, like maybe brief journey or timeline of you committing in this club and society. Yeah. Alicia.
Yes. What? Oh, me first. I'm sorry. Because I'm the first speaker. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, my name is Alicia. Wait, can you repeat what you said just now? Sorry.
Okay, just a brief timeline of what you have put yourself into, like for this past 1 or 2 years, so people have at least a background on knowing who you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Alicia. So that's me. So that was our first hike in Broga as a hiking group. And during that time, I was still hiking ranger. So this was before 2020, I think. So yeah, just background that picture. So you can see that 2018, I already started a bit, which is in foundation. So I started as Introverts Club Secretary. So I started as an Introverts Club Secretary for about 5 months. And then I dropped. And then I was like, you know what? Since I have this secretary skill, why not I just join a club that needs a secretary? So I was like,
we can see it again. Like, so many.
So I joined Vicole's club, which is HACEC, HACEC. So during recruitment day, they were needing some secretaries. So I was like, okay, let me just put my name, sign up, and see if I can get through. Even though if it's a member, it's totally fine as well. So I became secretary for quite some time. And then during that time as well, I was helping out with the Asian show stage as secretary. And then during the end of my position as secretary, I also took up another position, which is hiking club as hiking ranger. So hiking ranger is basically hikers committees that will assist in the hike. So they will find a place to hike, they will check the trail, they will check the weather, and they will help the hikers to reach the peak basically. So that's 2018. 2019, the next year, still in foundation.
Would you like overseas intake during that time, right?
For foundation, I took May intake, but I finished in August. I finished in August. I actually took an extra semester. Yeah, that's another story we're gonna talk about of what happens if I didn't plan well. So yeah, my foundation took longer to finish. So during that time, 2019, I was still secretary for HACEC and still hiking ranger for hiking club. And then for this year, currently president for hiking club with 9 committees.
Wow. I can see that probably one of your main passion in life is like hiking, following the nature.
Yeah, you can see all the 3 years.
Hiking ranger 2018, 19, 2020, then you become the president, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now you are in psychology degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Year 1, Sem 2, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's cool. So maybe next one, maybe give each other a bit background and we get into more detail and story. Cool.
Hello.
Yo.
Vicole. Yo. Yeah, I started my degree on 2017, and then I only joined club on 2018. So the first position I joined, the first position on club I actually is a event coordinator, Chinese event coordinator on PC club.
And then give a bit background, like what is AC actually? Because maybe some acronym, maybe not really know.
AC actually is Club Asian Cultural Exchange Club. So the club is mainly is promote for the Asian culture, and then also let people to experience the Asian culture. Yeah.
Asian cultural exchange.
Like their tradition, their food, maybe their dress, some festival they created. So okay.
Yeah. We work one event we have is Alicia. I is lover. I the Chinese word Aisha. Aisha Valentine's Day event, and then also we have cultural cafe. And also Asian sausage. And then after that I retire already. So no more AC. Yeah. I passed the president to another people already. So
Okay.
Actually Chinese event coordinator is I until June the time until June, and then July only become senior president. Yeah, the time senior that time our president Suki assigned me to be the president. So quite tough time.
It's quite a hectic year. I can see that you did jump to vice president, then senior president.
Yeah. Actually,
later you go into details. Like what are exactly the events happening, or maybe what's going in the year. Can you manage your study? With so many things going on. I mean, like, come on, seriously, we are still studying everything here.
You miss the event between it.
Yeah, later you tell us the story.
Okay. You as you can see the Help Introvert Club vice president on the middle. Actually, at the time at the same time as Chinese event coordinator, at the same time I also Introvert Club vice president. So from April to June. Yeah. And then AC senior president until January of 2019. And then I left already, so I retired already. And then I joined CCS. Now I just CCS as event coordinator. Now I am design team.
You're still in the design team right now, right?
Yeah.
Was it your last semester already? Right now already? Because I heard it.
Yeah, last semester.
Same, man.
Last
Last semester already.
4 years already.
Some people asking about you. Vicole, which year are you in?
January to.
I mean that's the joke you made last time when we asking.
Year 376.
Same 6. Okay. Next one is me. Okay. Next one is me. I'm Ken. I'm currently the president of Psychology Student Union, and I'm joining in help since 2017. That was like after my SPN and joining as foundation in So in the first year in foundation in arts, I actually did nothing. I'm serious. I did nothing. That time I was kind of struggling with my personal identity, like, oh, what am I gonna be in the future and everything. So that was more of a year I deciding, oh, should I put more of my time learning about myself first, or should I, join event only learning about myself? Then I was like, oh, maybe I choose the more intellectual side. I read books, watch video about self development and everything. That's why I did nothing. that's the first year in foundation. In between, I joined one or two volunteer event. Then I was like, hey, quite interested. That's why I think it move on to the next year, which is in my year one degree, okay, in psychology. And that was the time I started to be more socialized, because I was like, oh, I have used 1 whole year to build myself. Then it's time to go out there and meet people and try out different things. That's one way of learning for me. So I was like, okay, cool. I like volunteer. I like to help people. I like to see the feeling that, let's say you're in suffering, or you're going through something, you need help, and someone is there. I think that feeling is very good. So I joined Help Volunteer Society in second semester as a committee. Then towards the third semester, year 1, sem 3, the president tell me like, hey, you want to become the vice president? Because that time, seriously, back then was like, club and society was very bad, okay? Maybe now, not so sure. Maybe still bad, okay, maybe, okay? Because, like, come on, okay? COVID happened and not a lot of club can survive or have a lot of things to do online. It's quite complicated. At that time, my president told me, like, Melissa, she told me, like, hey, you want to take over and become vice president? I got to graduate soon. She's in her year 3. I was like, okay, I'm very interested. I'll just try it out. I think last time, only 3 committee, Then Melissa is the president. I'm the vice president. Then we have another secretary. This is so bad, okay? Yeah, so that's what happened in 2018. Then after I become the vice president, towards the end of the year, we recruited a lot of new committee as well. I think 5 or 6 of them. Then the next year, 2019, which is in my year 2, where Alicia graduated, then I took over, then I became president. But by the time she passed me the president role, she just passed me and chow, It's like what exactly happened is, she was like, oh, now you got all this committee already. Now you guys have like around 12, 10 people committee inside the team. So I will just leave the card for you, because I gotta go out already. Then she go and WhatsApp, change me into the admin. Then she left the group, That's what I see, Didn't even have a say goodbye from her, or at least listen from her. Oh, what to prepare for as a president? What? Not at all. Okay, then she chow already. It's understandable. Maybe she's working on stuff. But I still can't find good is one thing about her is, although she graduated, some people approach her and she give me give them my contact also. So at least she still care. But I hope she can give more guidance that time. Because come on, just leave the WhatsApp group, and I was like, what? I'm the president right now? What should I do? Year 2, sem 1, what do I know? Okay, all the thing happening. So that time, then I spent quite a lot of time preparing what to do and look into what exactly a president should do. Then I think that I need to create bigger and more. I kind of have a lot of ideas in my as a person. So I bring a lot of committee. As I want to do so many things here. And that time, same committee. That was very tough also, because how you gonna manage the 16 people, and inside the 16 people I didn't know anyone also. All people interview and join in. I will tell about the story later. So after that, towards the end, the mid of year 2, I went for internship in the human consulting firm. Then that time I think is the spark of my growth, and really what the society is looking for and what are the skills we need. Because I think outside organization, business, and club and society is very similar. Just in a way, we don't pay people, okay? We don't pay money to our committee or what, but outside they pay, and they work more hours also. Then towards the end, I was like, I want to do more. I want to do something more for the students, because volunteer society is mostly focusing on outside events or animals or environment. We do volunteer, everything. Then I run for election, and I joined PSU, and now I'm the president now. And yeah, that's kind of my journey until right now.
Yeah.
Okay, waste the time. Okay,
Dalvin.
let's go. Let's go.
Yo. All right. Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Dalvin. So basically, I don't have much in Help University actually, because I only joined when to do a degree, not like the others. I mean, like you guys joined so early in the days, and you guys did a lot for Help.
Oh yes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I only like just my degree because previously I was doing my diploma in an engineering company. I mean, university. So I was in UTM. So there also I had a few leadership skills, but no, it's okay. Since we're going to focus in Help, I will just focus in Help. So I joined in 2018, and when I came in, the orientation was held by Business Student Council. So I still remember that during that period of time, it was very interesting because the way how they held it was very fun and attractive. So I planned to join them and became a member for a while, getting to know about them and stuff like that. So then going into 1 year plus. I mean, not actually 1 year plus there, because I was in August intake 2018. So about 2019, I remember in January I went for an event, Maybank event, and that's where I met the president of SRC, our Help University SRC. Yeah, Alvin.
What's in Damansara?
Yeah, he's in Damansara, but the Maybank event was it was in Damansara, but I went the one more before was actually in Maybank Tower. So I went in by individual. I mean, like just apply myself, and he went in as representative of Help. And so it was very interesting to meet him there, and we started chit chatting. And he's the one who actually approached me to actually join SRC. So from there, and I was like, okay, no man, let me just put a pause on BSc and go to SRC and let's see what they got to do. And when I went there, it's a lot very interesting because as I know, I coming from public U, so I know how important student representative council is. In public U, they call it Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar, MPP. So this council is very important in terms of student empowerment, student welfare. So it comes that they the one represent you in your university. So they are your souls lah. Basically, you find them in case you got issues or what. But in our private university, it's very different. The scenario is so much different. That where the student representative council is not that big, not that influenced in the private university. So I say, okay, it's okay. Let me just give it a try and stuff like that. And then I ran for election. I just joined, and I actually just didn't want to run for election, but they pushed me to because they saw my leadership skills. So they said, no, they say, no, Dalvin, you have to. And I was like, no, I want the down part. I want the media. Can I try media? Can I try logistic? I was like, I want the down. They said, no, you have to. Yeah, you said. So they wanted enough people to actually run for election. So they asked me, so I did it. And surprisingly, I won. I mean, thanks to you guys, all the guys who voted, and all the people who believed in me. So I won, and then it became a new task for me lah. I mean, very interesting thing, because previously I never used to lead people in a big group. I never used to. It became a very big challenge actually to see how to lead students in our university. And also then when I got as a president in September 2019, in February 2020, so when we are presidents of student representative council, the KPT knows the student representative council. They are very closely tied with the student. So KPT is a ministry, alright, Ministry of Higher Education. So what they do is they normally invite you guys for events, and representing your university, and then they send you. So that's where actually I got involved in Majlis Perundingan Pelajar Kebangsaan, which is actually the National Student Council of Malaysia, and where it actually has 20 public universities, means all the presidents, only the presidents are invited. And we all sit together and think of a way of actually how to improve our students' empowerment and welfare in terms of national issues lah. So we talk about policies, we talk about a lot of different things. So when I was given the opportunity to join this camp, it was very interesting because you're meeting all presidents. I mean, those guys are havoc in their university, and I am like, damn, my university damn small way. Then like I was like, oh shit, I think I don't have that much influence in my university way. And these guys are like, they are look up like in public use especially, they are looked so much higher than in the private use. So
it does sounds like public university, they put a lot of importance and
yeah, they because it comes with the responsibility, and they never tend to fail. When they fail, and the students will just demo, and then sometimes they just vote them out the next year, because this in public there's party system. Yeah, so there's actually like so it's fun that you have like campaigning and people going around. You have speaker corner where people just stand and just talk and stuff. Like I remember, Kean, you did your speaker corner for your PSU president, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it was interesting. That's something very good thing. Yeah, so when in MPPK it was interesting very much because all 37 universities from Malaysia sitting down together, and our first camp, so we needed a body, a hierarchy. So we at the end of the camp we started to have an election lah. So I managed. Someone nominated me as vice deputy president, and so I got elected after that with enough votes, and so then it became a new highlight lah. You gotta be in a national scenario also, and being deputy president is really a huge task, especially and coming from IPTS. Everyone look to you like you are the head of the IPTS in the national thing. So it's like, so much task, so much responsibility.
Are you being right now, like still involved in this?
No, because you see, since I've left the student representative council, I'm no more already, because if my term is over, 1 year, we have 1 year term. So if when we leave the president, then we have to leave the MPPK also, because we can't be directly involved, but we can be indirectly helping them in terms of, because you're still a student, so you still can, for the cause of it, you still can follow them, but not directly. So I can't be in their meetings, I can't be involved in their things and all. I just can be involved in their events. Yeah. But it was it was fun. Yeah. All right. So that.
Yeah, sorry. Because I think for me, right, personally, I didn't really know, MPPK exists at all.
Yeah. Okay, I just explain further. MPPK is actually an event, but now we are changing it into a body. We are pushing it to become a body. It was previously an event, because you see, Majlis is a event. Yeah, it's just a Majlis. Yeah, so this event is actually, I attended this event previously, and it's actually where we have attended in Putrajaya, where we have one side all the presidents from all these 37 universities, and the other side will be all the KSUs and head of Ketua Jabatan of each ministry, and then at the top will be the Prime Minister. I remember it was Mahathir Mohamad, and then was Mazli Malik, was that the Education Minister, and the Deputy Education Minister Tioni Ching. Yeah, so 3 of them are up there, and then we present we have like 7 presentations. So we present about how we want to reform policies and stuff like that. So for one very big example, do you remember last time the Kad Siswa? Do you guys remember Kad Siswa?
Is it the after SPM they give you?
It's not after. It was once upon a time. It's a Bank Rakyat card. I can't find it.
Yeah, give you like 200 ringgit, something like that.
Yes. This one. Yeah, this one. So this one was actually one of the initiatives from MPPK, and they the one presented to the government, and the government took it up, and they the one came up with it lah. But although there's invalid of use nowadays, but we are coming up with more good policies and see how we can.
It happened recent year only, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, only it.
Actually, this year only, because we are pushing it to a body. We want it to be a legitimate body so that would be the real sound of all the students. So under our umbrella, it's actually 1.3 million students. So we did the calculation, and of course we got the data and all for students and stuff. So it's very, 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 very actually huge responsibility that you play a part, because you go meet with government, you go meet with corporates, and you taking the face of the students, actually university students. So that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's it about me, but yeah, I love to share my experience and stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah,
feel free. Yeah, we look forward to the next. Yeah,
Yes.
in the next section lah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I can imagine our experiences. It took quite long for each of us, but I think now maybe like what a question I asked, like to each of you, what does leadership mean to you? Like personally, what do you think?
You guys first lah. You guys go first lah. Oh yeah, you want me to go first? Okay. Okay. So for me, I feel like leadership is for me lah. Okay, I put my leadership stance in terms of principles. So that is one word to sum my leadership lah. It's I don't break my principles and I go. Yeah, that's to sum it lah. Basically, in one word, principles lah. And it's very important if you have a good principle and when you have a very good principle, you can look forward to not disappoint. So when people see you, right, people see you with the principle, they know that you won't go against it, and you know that you won't go against it. So they will never actually come up. They will never try in your team, right? Especially in your team when you're working together, they won't come up and like see, for me, I'm a guy where I sit down with my team and I say, okay, chit chat guys. So what do you guys think about this, that, like them informal one. And I'll never have it formal, so they never bring. They never made my things formal. So that's why I always, guys, just make it informal as can. So my team knows with me that I'm a very informal kind of person. I don't like it formal. And when you make it formal, it becomes I have a lot of restrictions and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like when you're very formal, maybe you can't say a lot of things. Maybe you can't. Hey, why you do this? Why you do that? You are no what and what.
Yes, and when when we go to MPPK and everything is informal because you meet the ministers and all, and when I met PM also, when I met PM also, it was very formal. So it's like totally changed. It's like shit, man. So it was very interesting, and I feel that through it we learn how to improve our leadership skills, our leadership experience. So that's how I feel. Yeah, let the others go. Then from there, I think I will pick up some point.
Before that, maybe you share like principle that when you're managing, like what you hold up to, like.
Yeah, principles means I feel that as long as you don't obey, I mean, you don't break the law, because in terms of laws, I mean, it can hunt you back lah. I mean, you can break it, but then it hunt you back lah. But otherwise, I feel, because like in terms of we all also, when we do something, right, you see, last time, the leadership of those days, student leaders, they like to protest. Today, it's a totally different scenario. We don't protest. We try to go and we get the table to sit along with you and have a talk. That will do. Yeah, bend but don't break the law. That's good. Yeah, that's honestly, that's how you got to do it. Bend it but don't break it. Yeah, actually, to the peak level also, it's okay. Yeah. So that's what I feel, that it's two different leadership lah. Because like those days, they'll just go down to the streets. Today, you'd see very less students down to the streets. So we do our protest in a different way, in a way where in social media sometimes some students, and then some, like nowadays you see a lot of student union and all start taking out statements. So they protest in the way of their statement. They take out a statement saying that they're not happy about this, what the government did. Like for one big example, where Noah, the girl from Sabah, where she was pushed down as she wanted to become YouTube popular, but she was actually doing an exam on the tree and stuff like that. So it was so sad for her to get diminished like that. And every student went up and do a statement. We never protest. Yeah, we never go down to the street and stuff like that. So I feel
like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the different style that currently we have. I feel that among us leaders, we have that style of a very mild, like in terms of protest. We are not a very like, demonstrate, go throw things, we cannot lah, like make a mess and go. No, I feel that we have responsibility towards it, and that's a very good thing to see the people nowadays lah. I mean, from my point of view lah. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you, Alicia, what do you think?
For me,
Yeah.
am I mute? Okay. For me, leadership, how to say? if the leadership position is assigned to me, I mean, at first, if the leadership position is like assigned to me, it's like, okay, Alicia, you have been selected as the leader of the group. Please designate the task. And I'm like, what? I don't know what to do. Like, my mind instantly goes blank. But if I were to be in a group and the leader is not doing well, I will automatically take over and manage everything. So I'm not so sure what is happening there, but my leadership is kind of like not really automatic lah. But if I see, okay, there is some things that can be fixed here, then I would jump in and see what I can do lah. So there was some, so that was me at first when it comes to leadership. Like, I prefer not to stand out. Like, that's why during foundation you can see that I'm like secretary, hiking ranger. So I prefer to like lay low and like being like behind the scenes, something like that. So I like to see everything unfold. So when I've been assigned as leader in a hiking club, because during that time when I was hiking ranger, the president Mimi, during that time she saw some more or less like potential in me, and also because I was close to her as well, and also I had experience in trekking in Sabah as well. So I went a little backstory. My dad was a lecturer in UMS, University Malaysia Sabah. So one of his lecture things is to bring students to field work. So they will bring like maybe a group of 20 students to a very rural village where you have to hike 6 hours.
Okay.
So you have to like cross rivers, you got leeches, you got wild animals. So heavy rain, and also I got some experience from that and I brought it towards hiking club. And then, so when I joined hiking club, when I became committee, I just shared my experiences with the president, and I guess she saw some potential in me, and she trusted me as well. So that's why she gave me the position. So when I was holding the position, when I first hold the position, like officially, like position as president, it was in the middle of, it was March, where all the pandemic happened.
This year, is it?
Sorry? This year, yeah.
Oh no.
So we all know that, okay, before all this happened, everything was normal. Like, okay, if do hiking, okay, just plan this out. Plan it out in a committee group. The secretary will write proposal. Maybe the logistic officer or the committee that will do the Google form will do Google forms. Like, okay, submit. Like, wait for everything. But now for hiking club, if any of you guys are going to join, please join. Promote. So another addition that I added in the Google form is adding like when you sign up, you don't instantly sign up with your name. Now you'll be signing up with SOPs, like have you been attending mass gatherings? Have you been in contact with close contact with any COVID patient? So everything has to be rechanged, and everything is like, how to say it, online now. And also one thing is like 90% of my committees are year 3 students. So you guys know that year 3 students are like doing their ERBs, are doing their proposals, are doing their thesis, and only me and my peer is in year 1 and 3. So it's very hard to find time to meet at one time.
I also wondering that you can share a bit, like, because sounds like most of them are in year 3. Like, I wonder, maybe you think about this. I wonder, like, would they feel like, hey, hey, this girl too young, come on, year 1, 7-3, can I really follow her, or can she really be our president? Not sure you faced this when you were president.
I think luckily I did not face any of it directly, but it's more like, I mean, since 2018, 2018 I was already taking up position as secretary. So yeah, they didn't really, I don't really receive any bad, negative, but it's more like they're impressed, because it's like, when I first came in, it's like, oh, what clubs are you in? It's like, oh, I'm in Introverts Club currently. Oh, so are you a member? Like, are you interested in taking any positions? Like, yeah, I'm actually a secretary. So they was like, whoa, you just started foundation and you're already a secretary. Like, what? So, like, because I was in foundation, already in committee positions in very early on. Like recently, a couple weeks ago, my senior, he is in committee for Christian Fellowship. So we met each other at the student launch, and then he asked me, he's like, Alicia, you're in year 3, right? And I'm like, year 3? No, I'm in year 1. I just started degree. Because he was already in year 3 doing thesis. So he told me that, oh, because we see you very often in campus and we see you around for a very long time, so they thought I was in year 3 because I was like in the same pace with them. So a lot of, not maybe not a lot, but I get a few seniors saying that, oh, are you in year 2? Are you in year 3? I was like, no, I'm still in foundation. I'm still in year 1. Like, just started.
I feel like that's something like when people hear about your experiences, they like, hey, actually they respect you more. It's like, hey, you come in like first year, then you join so many things, like even like can we say like same pace with some of the maybe like senior a bit like us, because you're the one in here like year 1, sem 3 student. But Vicole, Dalvin, and I was like, come on, kind of old and a senior. Year 3, you come to graduate. Okay.
Alicia, very start very young. Good. That's very good.
Right.
Good to hear. Yeah. You go for the start.
I definitely did not like. It's not something that I was looking forward to. It's more like, oh, I was like, okay, I got this position. Okay, what do I do now? Something like that. So it's not really something that I was looking, not something that I was expecting, but more or less like, open my mind, just trying something new. Yeah.
Hey, Vicole, what about you?
For me,
crazy,
leadership experience is, hello, can hear?
Can you?
Yeah, can. Actually, for me, leadership experience is quite tough at time. When I assigned president by Sukila, at that time actually got one vice president. But I am only event coordinator, and I don't know any committee in the club. So when I got into the position, the things is, I was very scared at the time. The time I don't know either I can handle it or not. So I try my best. So got echo.
A little bit of echo, yeah, when you speak.
Yeah. Where until yeah. Oh yeah. So for me as a leader actually not because you are the leader, you have the name of leader, because you have the follower with you. So your follower will treat you as a leader. Therefore, you are a leader. So my more focus is not on the leader as himself.
It's like having the title or the name. Oh, you are the president or you are leader. But in fact, more who following you? Are they respecting you? Are they,
Yeah.
together?
So, is what they're respecting you as a leader or not? It's not like I am president because I am on the position of president. But how if you don't have committee, but you are president, you also not a president, right?
Yes.
Very true. That's very true.
Yeah, so mainly on my time, that time I mainly focus is on the overall growing of my team. So I know as a human, we cannot know it all. Normally people think leader can do this, can do that. But normally we have our how to say limitation, weakness also. We a lot of things we cannot do also. So therefore we need them to help, need the committee to help us. So committee is very important for the president. So I always tell them, you don't know, it's never mind. You never don't know, it's never mind. You willing to learn is the most important thing. So when I interview people, I normally see either they are willing to learn or not. Is they will do or they will learn or not. So I will not choose the committee who already know a lot of things, but they don't want to do it.
It's like the attitude of this person. Is he coming like just kind of show off or do their stuff, or they come in like in the humble sense that, hey, I come here, to work together, to meet people, to learn something, to at least gain some rich experience in the process also. It's the attitude I think is very important.
Yeah, attitude very important. My supervisor also told me that. Actually, my result also not that good, but I interview compared to the then also result also CGPA 3.8, 4.0. But I got the job because I asked my supervisor why I got the job but not them. My supervisor told me because I willing to learn and he saw I will do what I can to achieve the thing. So this is a very important attitude.
Yeah, at some point I totally relate to it because it just maybe sometimes I mean as I working in this club in US quite a lot, and what I see also the attitude, right? Sometimes it's kind of a vibe. You sense from the person like, hey, this person want to do something. This person you can work together. It's like it has a vibe. Okay, I have a what it has, but it just had it. It's like when I talk to them, I was like, boom, okay.
No lah. It's very true what Vicole said lah. I mean, attitude. It's whether you want to learn. Because if you don't want to learn, you will be there in your mind. You don't want to take. You're not open for ideas. You're not open, and when you're very narrow, right? I mean, that's what I meet a lot of people who are narrow. Very hard to convince them. And when I ask them like, okay, if I can't convince you, you bang me lah. But they bang me in a way where they are really wrong already. So it's like so hard to really convince them. But as you say lah, if you're willing to learn, you're very open, and that's where people see that you're more, I feel like, easygoing and comfortable with, because you're willing to jump on to anything. And I agree on that on the thing. And another thing also, I mean, I see on the comment side they say that the CGPA. I mean, I feel that honestly I mean, CGPA is so planted honestly very bad Since my first year was like going up like that, then second year too, alamak. So
it's very normal for president.
Yeah, but
that's what I heard also. Like a lot of people, the CGPA was quite okay when they ran for president. Well, after a year, right?
But time management that one is on time management lah. But yeah, I mean for me, so I don't have time management at all. I will do my assignments at what. You see, like MPPK, we have meeting, like our meeting starts only at 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, on Zoom.
Midnight, yeah.
Yeah, midnight. It's because everyone will do their work first. All got their own university, like SRC to handle first. 12 o'clock, once everyone's sleeping, and then we start our meeting. So while during the meeting and all, to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, sometimes we have. And then after that, I'll sit and do assignment. And yeah, sometimes no sleeps. But that's time management. I feel that's give me the juice of it to go more lah. I mean, I like that kind of things lah. I mean, yeah, if you keep me bored, I get damn boring. But if you keep me going, working on, yeah, that's my kind of thing. But yeah, I feel that you guys also have something that where it gives you the energy to go for it and keep on going.
Sometimes sometimes you're very busy, although like very happy.
Yeah.
But it feels good, okay?
Yeah, you honestly
Yeah.
feel good. Yeah. The satisfaction of it is honestly, it's very, very. But I mean, don't go flunk all your subject lah. But I mean, take like when I was president, I dropped a few subjects during my semester, so that I would take about 4 subjects today, long sem, so that I don't put so much pressure on me on education, so that I know that okay, I have a bit of time to leeway there. So I feel that also should be one of the thing where you can do to improve lah. You want to balance your time lah, I feel.
Oh no, Dalvin, you know what I'm doing now?
Yeah.
Taking 5 subjects.
Think again. I'm taking 5 now because I'm done with everything. Yeah, but think again. I mean, because you will have some very, very hectic areas, but if you can handle it, I mean, if it's easy and all, then go for it lah.
I mean, hiking club is quite. I mean, if you know it's easy, like it's quite manageable. Like it's not heavy like introverts club or HC from my experience. But for hiking club, I think I'm still good at it. So okay, handle.
Okay. I think for me, my opinion about leadership, or what does leadership mean, I think for me at least, I'm very, very, at some point I can be very task oriented or kind of very focused on problem solving. So after like, I stay in a place for too long, maybe an organization or what, then I quite critical in the sense I see a lot of hole, like, hey, I feel like this can be improved, this can be improved, this can be improved. That's like what it drives me for my leadership. For me, then after I see all the problem, then I will have a vision of what can be done to make improvement, make changes. Then for me, leadership means that you have a vision to do something to improve the current situation. Because I think the normal state for our life is actually not good or bad or unstable or anything. It seems like everything is fine, but everything is like I feel like it's behind the scene. Okay? That's why when suddenly something show up and then crisis happen, there's like, oh, what to do? But for me, I more like saying, oh, what are the problems behind the scene and how can I bring it forward and to tell people, oh, we need to pay attention to this and this. We need to pay attention to current society because what? The importance of this can help you build skill. And the skill, why is important? After maybe you go internship, you realize, hey, they're looking for skills. So they're looking for these are the things to get you, get a job, at least survive afterwards. Yeah, that's what for me leadership means. Have a vision to move forward to make things better. Okay, now let's go into a bit more of our each of our challenges.
Challenges.
For the hello.
Yeah, can hear.
For the leadership, I got one more. I just haven't finished yet. Actually, for leader, actually the most important thing is the leader itself. Actually, we have when we on the position of a president, normally we feel like we are better than everyone. We always got that feeling, and then we normally will not learn from others also. So when a lot of committee when they suggest their opinion, we normally will come up the first mind is how come you can come up like this kind of skill? idea or something. Yeah, you also got that feel. So yeah, really difficult to control. When the time how I cope is it sometimes they not suggest by without any reason they just suggest also got the good and also got their bad also. Yeah, so the time how I do is like I listen. I didn't say anything. I listened them to suggest everything, and then I told them, okay, give me a few day times. Is I will give him or her exactly day or time. So when this day, I will like okay, see which one can take, which one cannot take, and then can take one, I will get it, and then cannot one, I will explain to them why this cannot, and then how can it be improved? I think yeah. So I got one thing is listen to the committee who also very important.
Is that listen with patience also, because like what you say, maybe if I think some people when they step onto leadership role, they have a sense of superior, like, oh, I have more experience than all of you, I went into this and this. So maybe when you hear people, it's like, hey, actually so bad. Well, how do you come up with this? But even though, let's say, those thoughts might be natural, it showed up. But we still need to learn to control ourselves, to really listen into, like, patiently. Maybe there's something behind this very, interesting that you can put in together or what. Yeah.
True. So like if I got a point also, but more like the opposite lah. Like you have committees who are proactive, and if they have any suggestions, they bring it up. But there are also like some committees that I have my fears if I would take up a big position and I have like my helpers underneath. One of my fears is that they become quiet. They are not, how do you call it? They don't bring it up. They're more like they just let it. They just let it, how do you call it, drag on, and I won't even realize it until I like PM them privately. Only then they bring it up, and I'm like, oh, you could have told us this earlier, so everything can go smoothly. So that's one of the challenges lah. Like for me, one of my priorities when it comes to taking the lead is like for Kean is being task oriented, but I'm more of like a relationship oriented. So I like to make everyone like part of the family, like everyone is comfortable, so it's not too formal, like Dalvin said as well. So whenever there's problem, they can just bring it up in a group, or if they're more comfortable privately, then they just message privately. Same for like it's the same for in the club and also outside the club, like for their well-being as well, because I'm sure during this time it's very stressful. So I tell them like, if you guys need a break, just let me know, so like we can just manage the time from there.
I think that's something I want to add on more as well, because I think personally that is my nature, to be quite task oriented, because like you have too many problems in life, you need to really focus and solve problems. Then in the process of solving two problems, like you ignore the human part of people.
Yeah.
Just keep on to do things, but how about other feelings? How about other things? That's why I think in the process in my year 2 when I become the HBS Health Volunteer Society president, like in the year we have so crazy again. I think at least like 16 events in one whole year. That time I was having internship, so that's was the time when I'm super active. Then in the process I realized I have all the passion, I have the energy to drive to do things, but one thing I feel like I need really my weakness, I need to really be improved on is I need to spend more time to build the relationship with the team. Because what I noticed, the challenges when you become a president, it's not just doing things. It's not just accomplish what your club want to achieve. It's a place for people to know each other, to build the relationship also. And if you have a strong bonding relationship in your team, it's like you need some help for the poster, for the planning for the event. They won't feel like obligated to do it. Like, oh, I do it because I'm one of the committee. You're close to them. It's like,
Yeah,
they do it
agreed.
because, yeah, it's like, you are my friend. I care about you. I want to share the burden. I want to achieve something all together. It's like it's a different level. That's why it's something I observe for a long time. Then the challenge of if you are task oriented, you need to learn to build relationship. And some of the example ways to build relationship is be open to them, and like you go for casual chit chat. Mama sit down like, hey yo, how's your family? Do you have any siblings or what? Yeah, you need to have all those moments to like open up, to be vulnerable. So the power distance, the gap won't be to look like, hey, you're so high up, you are the president or what, but you as more of a friend, a peer, a support, a mentor, something like that. Then you gain more respect in the process also. That's why I feel like that's one of the challenges I faced, and I was improving it along the way when I noticing it become a problem. So yeah.
Agreed. I mean, I feel for Kean also. I feel I'm like you also, task oriented. Yeah, I do all the work. Yeah, and
all the work to do.
yeah, I do all the work. But yeah, it's I always wanted. Actually, I always have. I'm a very because you see, like I have times in my position, my challenges I face where it's not easy to move the team if the team has a different direction. So I have a different direction. So it's very much that's where the conflict comes up. And I feel for the conflict to resolve is actually that we're supposed to sit out and talk to the team. But the thing went the other way around, whereas the team they plan to actually like, okay, if they can cut me out, they can go during that. And I have to cut the whole team out, then I can go in my direction. So it's a very different thing. And it's a challenge. I feel it's a very big challenge in this. And maybe my mistakes was not being too much relationship oriented. That's how Alicia is. And I feel because I'm a very informal guy, so in my meetings I informal, but they'll be very formal to me. And I'll be like, guys, chill.
Like, boss.
Yeah, it's like, hey, no, chill. It's like, don't. And I when I was president, I really honestly tell you, I really got no time. And I'm always down in the mama in Wisma. And I always ajak, hey, guys, come lah, whoever is here, come lah. And no one will come. And I'll be like, okay, maybe they're too scared to sit down on mama with me. Then in the meeting also, I'll be like, hey guys, chill lah. Okay, we just have a chill one. And then I ask for, hey, what do you think of the feedback of this and stuff? And they'll be like, then I'll be like, okay lah, namen lah, you guys go back home, take a sleep. While you're gonna sleep, you guys think about this. And if any idea come up or what, then you'll let me know lah. And then I won't get anything back, any reply back. So agreed, as what Kean said. So personally texting is very important, which is I never do that. Honestly, I tell you, I never do that. As a leader, I never personal text because I feel that we as a family, like you see in MPPK, so we have 37 universities, but not all 37 of us are closely knit. Yeah, only 10 of us we have.
You personalize takes 37 people. I mean, that's not possible.
Exactly, bro. Honestly, it's so hard. And to really sit down and really get everyone's mind in the same direction, oh my God. And you have 37 leaders, 37 leaders, presidents, yeah. So, oh my God, it's a stress. So we have like 10 of us, 10 guys who really can go together along with the president. Was with me, myself, and then like we have like UniMap, we have UTHM, all the public, like mostly public use, and I was a private one. And no, there was another private, so UTCS in Sarawak. So we always sit down, we have meetings till 4 or 5 in the morning. We're karaoke on top like Zoom and all. We're karaoke on top Zoom. And yeah, so I feel that really did a bond to us, where the 10 of us were the only one who went and meet the PM along with the president. So he really appreciated us, the relationship we have, the drive we had, because we treat each another as a family. Where my president always tells us this, it's like, guys, don't think that I'm your father or what. If anything, just let us know. If you can't do it today, you know that it got to be handy next week, but you can't do it, let me know today so that I can give it to someone else. Our friends can help. But don't come to the last minute where the day before you got to do the thing and then tell me, oh shit, I can't do it. Yeah. So that kind of things is very important. How the way you guys treat each another and how the relationship it is, like, it's very important, I feel. And that's one thing I missed out in my SRC, but I learned in MPPK. So I feel that the platforms that I had was really, learned it much of how to do it. And I feel that you guys also can do it in your leadership, in the future leaders. And when you become a leader, don't be too task oriented. Have some time with your team also. Don't be too much with your team that you forgot to do anything also. Yeah, so balance it.
Yeah, that's the wrong, not to say wrong thing lah, but I got involved too much. It's like, in this club, I'm so passionate, and I totally ignored all the assignments and academic.
Yeah, so don't worry. But I mean, as you do something, then we learn, and from there we get to improve ourselves as we go. And I feel that the MPPK gave me a real eye-opening is the part where imagine 37 leaders, and how the hell do we sit down and come up to a straight direction? Can never happen. So yeah, that is what it built a big family. In between the big family, there's a small family where we are closely knit, which is very good to hear. Yeah.
I want Alicia. How can you balance between personal texting to show concern and not having to depend on you as much? And since they'll expect your text pushed in. Oh.
That is a good one.
Because I am a very, how to call it, I'm very caring lah. So I care for their well-being. Like, I don't want to have them, they're having some personal problems and I'm blindly telling them, okay, do this. So if I can reach them outside of the clubs, then that'd be awesome lah. And she brought up a very good aspect, which is how, because I had one of this experience before, but with a student, I'm not in club. So how do I honestly did not thought of that, but yeah, I actually did not thought of that, but I really, if I were to PM them, they haven't replied in a group, but I PM them and they answered maybe 30 minutes later, then I would also, I won't, how to say, I would, once I get the information or the notification that I need, I just tell them, if it's personal, text me, but if it's best, just bring it up in a group so everyone can know. Something like that. I'm trying to create an environment where more or less everything is transparent. So communication between committees will be transparent in the group, but if it's the necessary information, but the not so necessary information, I'll message them privately, because I don't want to create too much spam in a committee group. So this one is only for secretary. So secretary, hiking rangers, logistic officers, treasurer won't really read that. So if it's only for secretary, then I message secretary. But if I want to make an announcement, something like an announcement or giving a task, then I would tag them and say, okay, I will need you to do this and this and this, something like that.
Yeah, I want to because when I'm reading it, I think that's something. Maybe I have maybe might be an answer. Maybe you can think about it. Something quite interesting that happening maybe these few months, slowly happening in my own PSU. Because as I say, I'm very task-oriented PSU. It's they probably see me when inside meeting or other time they call me boss. I was some of them call me father, call me dad. I was wait, what? I was I always want to say that we are peers, friends, work together, siblings. That sounds more close and less power distant in some sense. And in terms of this, I think most importantly, from what I think is, you don't always text them personally when you need work from them. Okay, you text them personally when like let's say nothing happened at all, you also text them personally. I mean that make a difference. Like just like you care for your friends, you ask them like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Hey, this is already week 3. How's your study going on? Do you face any struggle? Or because what PSU currently we are doing, and me and my vice president we are doing is we have like 1-to-1 catch-up session with our committee. Then I think in the time like that's the time when you connect personally. Maybe a bit we talk about PSU stuff, but outside from that, you know about their personal life. Know about my representative is going for a driving lesson. Then tomorrow she's going for a driving lesson. Then you say, "Oh, good luck for that. All the best. Hey, how's your training today or what?" It's like I think that feels more valuable, and they won't feel like stressful. Like, oh, you're asking me for tasks, or you're asking, am I okay because you want me to create this poster? So it would have create a different emotion. Yeah. So importantly is talk to them more often. Just like you care for friends, then it's there. The feeling it would be very different. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, agreed. That's what I learned from talk like them, like friends. Yeah. Agreed. Very true. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, like when Dalvin mentioned make friends, I remember like when MCO happened and I got position as president, I did not manage to meet all the committees.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I only know the committees by their name and by their face. I never knew what they sound like. I never knew how they look like, more or less. So one of the thing like bonding activities that we did was we hiked in Bukit Botak. So but unfortunately not all the committees could come, but majority of the committees came out. So we managed to bond through hiking. So rather than talk to them through chats, whatnot. Like hiking, I feel like hiking brings out some aspects of vulnerability. Okay, I butchered that word. But it's also like what do I call it? Because when you hike, one of the 3 things that involve is blood, sweat, and tears. There's gonna be sweat, blood, maybe tears, maybe from the pain or feeling sore or feeling tired. So hiking is like a place for everyone to be vulnerable, but at the same time in a safe space. Something like that.
But wait, I wanna ask you all a question. I mean, like to the others. Have you all ever how do I put this? Yeah, have you ever feel that in your team when you have a friend of yours who before even entered the team of yours was your friend, and during when he's in your team takes advantage of you being the president, and gets away with everything. And should you still keep him on the team or should you remove him from the team? But regardless of his friend, the friend part, you can still be a friend with him outside. And true. But should you or should you not? Yeah, because when it comes to team, I mean, I feel that responsibilities and job, I mean, when you are given a task and stuff like that, it's more important. But then when we are going in terms of friend can lah, we can lepak, we can chit-chat, we can kena teh tarik. But when it comes to work to do lah. What do you guys think? I mean, have you all experienced that? Because I've experienced that a lot. Yeah.
For me, personally, no, fortunately. But yeah, for me, no.
Hey, for me, not really as well. When I joined in HVS or even PSU, I didn't have like friends that like very close together and have the same interest and passion as well. So,
nice.
Yeah. Hey, that's not lonely in the process, but yeah, I didn't experience that. How about Vicole?
Vicole.
For that in CCS actually we in CCS most of us also friend. Yeah, so on from president and then until the committee also friend together. I think this is how the CCS structure is. They have quite, how to say, if he or she is a friend of you and then also will like normally will pay more effort on doing that job.
So you mean like if
Yeah.
they are like they actually effort, is it?
Yeah. So, for taking advantages for as a friend, we normally happen a lot in CCS, and then we will like teaching each other. So it's like okay, I help you now, and then I will like next time I need you help, and then you have to help me back. So,
Then how like how should we deal with that? You know, like, what can we do? You know, that
normally we very care about what is a job and what is personal. So for the job part, we will like okay, we will be very serious on talking about okay this, but on the personal we talk about like very relaxing something.
chill topic, casual topic.
Uh, yeah.
So it's like a separation, or like at least learn
Yeah.
how
No.
to separate.
Know the line is where is the line is normally is how we manage it like okay we when this is a job then we both of us also know okay this is a job, so this suppose is complete by you but not me, but now you find me help you but then next time I have something to help, I also like come to you, and then we help each other. So we do like that.
Then I kind of wonder, like, I think a lot of us also have some experiences in managing climate society. Like, out of this like few years or what are one of the main challenges you face? You know, and what have you done towards challenges now, and how do you know do with the challenges? What main challenges you face now?
For the main challenges is because I now for the president part I already like say most of the challenges area. So I say about now I as a committee lah. Actually I join a lot of like as you can see lah, I always join different things like president, and then I also join event coordinator. I also join designing, and then multimedia. I have a lot of like different position, and every position I join, I also don't know what to do, and then I join multimedia team. I don't know how to edit video. You know, I actually don't know how to edit video. I don't know, but I join multimedia team. And then I don't know how to design, but I join design team. But
then, you know, that's so that kind of that's something as like you know nothing, but they see.
yeah, that's but how I overcome it is when I join because we as an event we also like really rushing for the time. You also know for the event we already rush for the time, and then we have a lot of works, and we normally don't have time. So when the first meeting of our team, I go to the YouTube and then self learning how to editing, and then I get the basic knowledge, and then when on the meeting when we come out some idea, and then we don't know either can do it or not, like animation, and then I like because that time I also deputy director of the team, so I have to catch up with them. All of them also have experience on editing it, but I have no experience. But when meeting I go to Google and then keep checking everything and then to catch up the meeting. Yeah, this is how I.
It's like you do preparation every time. Even though you get into things that you really have no idea, you have no experience before, but you do preparation. You know? Because I think most of the you can search your mind.
The preparation is one. Another thing is I will not say you know some people when they get the job they don't know they will say I don't know this, I cannot done it, and then blah blah blah, say a lot of things. But before what I did is before I say I cannot do it, I try it first.
You attempt first without.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I try it first. Like what my last time my internship supervisor told me is when you have something to know, you come to ask me then you must have one answer in you first. Because
you ask
because I will ask you back what do you think on this topic.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why when you don't know something, you try first, and then you only say you don't know. Yeah, this is how to overcome this.
Yeah, I think that actually the time I think I experienced something like before. Every time let's say you do your own preparation or you put in the effort before you go into something meeting or do something you ask question about, need help from others. People will know, people will know like whether you really prepare something in mind or you have nothing, you just ask them one thing for some answer, okay? And if you have something prepared beforehand, it feels different. People are like, hey, really seems like it's a bit different, no? You know, like you really want to learn something because you already prepare an answer. You prepare some idea instead of just go, oh, please teach me, I don't know anything. Just guide me what to do. Yeah. What about others? Sure.
The challenges. I think the main thing, and I think it's my fault lah. I think I've been bringing it since foundation, and I think I haven't really clicked that. Alicia, you need to manage your time. So one of the challenges that
today I also got time management problem.
that Dalvin mentioned is time management. I as in balancing your academics and clubs. That's for me. I like how to say like making myself busy. It's addicting. Like when you make yourself busy, you feel productive. Like, oh, I've submitted proposal. Oh, I've met this lecturer. I've done this meeting. I've done this, all that, and it feels good. So that's like my drive lah.
Same.
Like it feels good.
Yeah, same here.
But then at the same time, like even though there's like I'm like taking up all these positions because I want to make myself busy and it feels good. At the same time, it's like, Alicia, you still have your academics though.
Sometimes you just get to put the body in.
The time Joshua don't let you go also.
What you say?
Joshua don't let you go that time. You remember?
Yeah. So because of like I'm like so invested in clubs, like the presidents for Introverts Club and Hasty Club, not Vicole, but after Vicole, there was a president. Both of them have a very high time of letting me go because I was one of the most proactive committee.
I have to mention this again. Sometimes I feel like if they pay me full time to do all this kind of society, I probably would choose all this kind of society. I will put my academic side. Man.
100%. If they pay lah.
Yeah. If that could be a job.
I think it's also, I mean, all of us will understand that, like, for clubs, when you're given a task, you know, like when we are still committees, when we're given a task, it's like short term, it's like next week or in 2 weeks. But when it comes to assignments, okay, this will be due in next month or next month. So we were like, okay, let's do this committee things first and just sort it out. Then we do assignments. But then when it comes to club duties, it's not one short-term task. It's like after this task, you have another task, another task, another task, another task. So that's why we keep wanting to go for that short-term first. That's why I think.
It's very important.
Yeah. It's very like,
Yeah,
so good.
Some kind of drug.
It's like,
For
it's
president,
very
the task is like you not finish one, you finish one and then come two, and then you finish two, come four, like that.
yeah.
That is true. But it's fun.
It is quite fun also. Like, okay, submit, I'm done. Ooh. But then, like adding to that, like bringing to the challenges also. During foundation, because I was so invested in the two clubs as secretary, I failed because foundation you have 3 semesters. So 3 semesters you have all the core subjects and whatnot. So I had to take an extra semester because each of semester I failed one core subject. So like semester 1 is finite math, semester 2 is I don't know, I forgot study skills, it was CTS something, and then semester 3 was statistics. So I had to take an extra semester to go through all of that lah. So I like, even when dropping out as secretary from Hazy, my mom called me up. Like she said, like, Alicia, if you don't drop this, if the president doesn't let you go, let me have her number and I will talk to her personally. And I'm like, okay, I drop.
My mom tell me that every day.
And my mom always told me like, are you studying?
Yeah,
Are you studying or doing club duties? Like, does the president doesn't want to let you go or something like that? But
Give
yeah.
your mother Joshua number.
No, let your mom talk to him and see.
yeah, but it's crazy. I remember this one time I went a camp in UKM, and the same time last semester final was going on, and yeah, I stood up. Because we had this. It's a camp for to discuss what we want to present to PM the next year. So we want to do the research paper, the policy making, and also we stayed up until like 3-4 a.m. And then I didn't sleep, continue study. 8 o'clock, sign in e-learning, and then I started doing my paper. So sometimes it really tests your limits, but yeah, it's fun lah. Interesting enough.
It's like even though sacrifice a lot, I think I have to say that also sacrifice a lot when you get into a role because
Yeah.
level of things to do. But it still feel good again. That's it. I think that's probably the weird thing about 4 of us in here, at least, you know. Other I'm not sure, maybe when talk more, you know, like at least that's something I think that explain why it drives us to, you know, do more in terms of crime society. Although sometimes we disregard the academic because
Yeah. But don't disregard it full lah.
yes. Yeah, we are still student, okay? You gonna graduate one day or so.
Yeah, that's true. Just don't take as long as me lah.
Yeah. wait. Davin, any
Yeah.
one challenges you have, like main challenges you want to, you know, address out and maybe provide some solution for others?
I mean, the main challenge I had was basically the first was the team lah. As what Alicia said about relationship, I wasn't a very relationship kind of person. So, but I hope, I always assume don't ever assume. You always, because when they don't give you any feedback or what, you feel like, okay lah, they're okay, they understand what you say. It's like, ask you, you all understand not? Yeah, understand ni. So I feel that we should not assume. I feel we should always ask and keep on asking until like we could really get an answer out of them that they are fine, they are doing good. And yeah, that's something that I did not do. And I feel that it is important also as what you all say, personal texting. And that is one thing also that I never practice because I'm coming from, I mean, I started playing phone when I was in university. I'm a very face-to-face guy. In the meeting, we talk, chit-chat, we go teh-tarik, chit-chat, go back home, I don't know. Next day I see you. Yeah, next day I see you. Okay, I see you again. Yeah, once I go back home, don't disturb me already. I want to sleep. Yeah, and yeah. So I'm not a very texter. I honestly tell you, I'm not a very much of a texter, and I'm starting to actually learn to be more of it. Recently, started texting a lot of friends out there, like how you guys doing and all. Previously, even my school friends, I don't text. Yeah, I'm not a texter. When we meet, I mean, like there's someone's birthday, yeah, we can chit chat and all along. But yeah, I mean, not virtually kind of guy lah. So that's something that I'm learning to improve also, to get to know people, and I mean like to show some care about them. Although I care about them, but to make it, to show it lah, by texting. And yeah, I feel that in a team, it's very important that everyone knows what's the goal of your team and what's the objectives, so that they have no questions towards it, like while you are going to achieve it. I feel if everyone's have the goal and the objective of it, then I feel that you guys will be working really well together to achieve it. So it's, yeah. And one more thing one last thing I feel, being a leader, so you can't be too nice I mean, let's be really honest. Let's be really honest Being a leader, honestly, you can't be too nice. I'm a very nice guy, yeah. So I have been step-headed a lot. So that was one of my weaknesses. So when you have been step-headed in your team, I feel that you should give them a warning, or maybe you should tell them that, okay, guys, if this is going to happen again, I feel that I need to leave you. I feel that as a leader, there's no harm you firing someone who you feel that is going to, stop. It's not productive towards you. I feel that it's not wrong at all.
The team.
Yeah. If it's counterproductive, even worse. Yeah. My mistake is I didn't do that. I have been actually approached multiple times by my own team also, telling me that you should fire this guy. He's counterproductive and all. And I did not. At the end of the day, that person is the one. Yeah, turn around the whole thing and yeah. But so I feel that if there's a time to leave, cut off the bad root, just cut it off, because you want your tree to grow fresh. You don't want it to look like one root will be off small, one root will be big and all. So you want it all systematically and everyone learn it together. So that's very important also, I feel. Yeah. So that's about it from me. I learn a lot, although you see me going everywhere, but as I go, I also learn. I feel that your learning from down will be very, very impactful. Where you all come up, you all will know already what to do. And for me, you're just throwing me to the top shelf up there, and yeah, that's where I'm like, oh, shit, I need to learn. Shit, I'm learning. Yeah. So, but it's very, very interesting, and I like. And don't ever, when there's opportunity, please always take it, Don't close opportunities. Yeah, because every opportunity, although good or bad, you will learn something out of it. So that's something that I learned. Yeah.
I also
That's very true. So when Dalvin mentioned learning from bottom to top, starting from the bottom top, for me in my situation now, since I'm starting quite fresh, so I have someone to look up to, rather than already being in if I were to be degree and then given position as president, I'm like, who do I refer? Because I don't have anything to look up to.
I was at that place.
I was feeling that also. I think it's really a struggle as a president for me in terms of that. Because when you kind of climb out to the organization chart or what, then you become the president or what, then you have to oversee everything.
Yeah.
Then you listen to instruction from other or what it means to and everything. Then you kind of lost in the sense that, hey, everything I do, is it good enough? Because your committee don't want to give you feedback because they're scared of you. They shy, whatever reason. Then how can I move forward? It's like I don't have people to
to respond.
Agreed, 100%. And then when you move forward, and then they say, why you never ask? It's like, hey, I asked already, you never say anything. Alamak. Yeah. Then it all start a misunderstanding. So I feel that relationship it's very important and yeah.
I think that's the struggle when I had it also. But I'm grateful in my team, at least now PSU. I have my vice president to talk to. I discuss about, oh, that's my future plan for next semester, or what you think, Then at least I think that's the role of vice president come in. You have at least a closer person to talk to, or at least other club president, then you can empathize with you also. Yeah, I think one thing, challenges I want to bring in also, I think now we touch on a bit like, as a president, you can't be too task oriented, what you have to look out for, the communication with your team relationship, and be vulnerable and everything. Then let's say as a committee, then we need to be put in more effort to learn, to prepare, to show that all the things. You have the right attitude to say, I'm humble to learn, even though I don't know anything.
Yes.
Then even though
you first, I'll continue first.
Yeah. Then even as a student, I think we as a student, our main role is still a student. It's not like club and society, get paid for this. So still have to learn how to manage your own time to study and everything. Yeah. I think let me add on one last thing for this one. I think for me, since this guy touched on different perspective already, I will talk in more general experience of managing club and society. Because I've been here this is my 4th year. Since from foundation year 1, year 2, now I'm year 3. I would say along this route, when I'm managing club and society, I didn't get a chance to go into many different clubs, like introvert, HSCC. I didn't become their committee member or what. I was more focused on my own things. I'm very passionate about volunteering. Then I joined for volunteering for the day. Then in the whole year, I don't mind have 16 events. Then I think I accumulate quite a lot of credit. I was also I think 100 something, across the whole year. That's what I'm very passionate about. But as I manage more club and society and know about you guys, one thing I find it quite difficult in this process is in Hub, right? I feel like there's still a lot of improvement in terms of what are the club and society and how to get involved, and people who have more of the good attitude, the talent to join inside.
Yeah, it really reminds me, supporting one of your point of wanting people to join. One of our thing that still makes me tilt my head is when we're doing recruitment day, and there will be students coming in, they sign their name, so they're already in the group. But then when the next semester, when we do another recruitment day and we mention, it's your contact, your name is here, you're in a group, why haven't you joined any of the hikes? And I say I'm not so sure, they want to know what it's like. That's what they always say, they want to know what it's like to hike because they're not sure. They're already in a group, but then they didn't try. We're just you're in a group, if you want to know what it's like, then you should try it. There's something now, if when foundation, I joined quite a lot, maybe, let me try to see what I listed. I joined I joined foundation, I joined Christian Fellowship, Introverts Club, AC, hiking, HMC leads. 5 clubs. I need HMC leads for HMC only now, so I joined 5. And only 2 of them I'm very heavily involved, and then hiking club was hiking ranger. So because of that, I got exposed to a lot of experience. During foundation, it's 1 year of full pack. So it really when I came into degree, it really a growth for me.
Because I look across this in Subang at least. Every time when I involved in all this, I see you guys, right? The one who involved in club and society are almost the same person, okay? Let's
Always.
say clubs, okay? Then Alicia in 3 of the club. Vicole in another 3 or 4 of the club. Then I was hey, why? I feel
it's always this team of small people.
Let's say we have 1,000 people. The one involved in club and society maybe around 30, 40. Then one person take out few club roles. I was wait, what? I feel there's something happening in campus. no one really stepping up to join as a committee or to be more active in participating in the event. Or let's say you go to the event, every time I see like, oh, hey, you again ah. It's like I know the person because like what? I joined other different club events. I saw them. I keep sawing them. It's like, hey, you again.
Yeah.
Same person all over again. That's why I feel it's lack of involvement from student to join the event. Always the same person, and always the same person become the committee member as well. Which is very sad. Yeah.
I remember, Kean, when you came for my inauguration, and that time you was the volunteer club president, right?
Yeah.
And then the next time I saw you, wow, fighting for PSU president, wow, okay lah, can lah. Yeah, but that's what you say lah. It's always the same people rotating for it, and going for it again and again. I feel that the people we should not be in our comfort zones. I feel we should just try. No harm just breaking out your comfort zone one time. Just try this one time, and it could be a bad experience. Share it with your friend. Then if your friend say, okay, no man, I would be there with you. We tried another time, and just try it again. Slowly you will see that it's really effective. It's worth it, worth the time and worth the effort of it. And then you meet a lot of new people, meet a lot of friends. You expose yourself to multiple things. Yeah, for you guys. Yeah, like hiking club. Honestly, I can't hike. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm a fat at. I'm not fit lah. I tell you, I'll be the last one behind lah. But yeah, honestly, it is very, very nice to hear that you guys got hiking club there. And I always look at introverts club, because when I became SRC president, so a lot of clubs that I needed to know. I was like, damn, who's this, who's that? Yeah, networking lah. That's when I started to network, because previously I wasn't that involved much in health. Because last time I was involved in a lot of things. As how Alicia, you started off with 5 clubs. I started off with I was in hockey. I was hockey manager for my ex-university. I was debater for my ex-university. And it's public university, so it's no joke one. And then we also wanted to collect fund to create a formula car to go to overseas. And so I was every day, I have sometimes 4 meetings on the same time. At the same point of the 8 to 10 night. Yeah, that same time I got 4 meetings. So I have to go pick which one to go, which one not to go. And yeah. So it becomes a very, very thing to balance there. And that is why actually, honestly, don't stress out yourself so much, I feel. Because I stressed out on the side of my activities where I really never pay attention in my academics. And that's why you see me here today. If not, long time I graduated from my old university. Yeah, long time I'll be graduated already. But yeah, it's because of that. Yeah, you see me here today. But it's interesting. I learned a lot from there and a lot of experience. That's when I came here with all the knowledge and experience I had. They think that I am the right one, but just that I did not have was the networking. I did not have the knowledge of how things work in health. So when the time I got president, that time you want to learn, hey, what is this, what's that, what's this, what's that. But it's experience. Very interesting and fun, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Then any other advice you guys have for people who want to step out to join the committee or to be, let's say, involved in student council as well? Yeah.
Alicia, you should try. Alicia, you should try for SRC. Honestly, you have exposed yourself a lot in the university already, because SRC will give you a platform to meet with other universities. You will be more exposed with student leaders from outside of a health university. So that is where you can go and compare yourself with them and see where do you stand. And you can learn a lot from them. And I feel that also will be one place where, because I feel that you have done a lot for health already. Go outside. Yeah, and then keep on testing your waters. Means just try something else, try something. That's what I did previously. But a lot of times when you join these kind of things, because when I joined MPPK, a lot of them try to pull me into politics. But that is something I don't want to try. So that is something so if you have your principles as well, that's something I don't want to go to. So I was like, no, I was straight reject. I was like, that's very interesting, very nice, sounds very fun, but nah. But I feel that you should try for SRC. Alicia, and I call all the others also. If you feel that you want to be a leader and be like take on some responsibility, feel the experience of it before going into corporate life of how to do work and all, because like it would really help you in networking, your skill, your talking skills, in the way how you know what to talk to this guy, you know what to talk to that guy. Then you'll be more informative about the student empowerment issues also. So you'll be like more involved in how to improve student life. So at last, when you leave, you feel like, damn, while I studied, I also play a part in my life, in the students' life around. So I feel that it's very, very important. And with you guys joining up and all, making it more empowered, I feel then only the students can really all like see all and pull it up. Then they can see one mentor, which I did not have. Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's good.
I'll think about it, but I had to let go hiking club.
Sacrifice. I think one advice I would give anyone who want to grow himself is don't be afraid if you don't have any experience at all. I mean, seriously. I started with nothing. I foundation nothing, you know. Even year one join his committee, also I have nothing again. I really have nothing at all. But now eventually I become the secondary student council. Then I think it's always the process happen when you're into the process. Just like you join in help, you also do know psychology, but in the process you learn a lot of things. It's like clubs, you know. If you don't know anything, never mind. Follow what you like, your passion. Then in the process you meet people. There are people who interesting to share you. There are interesting people share you their ideas, their thoughts, their values. Then I think in the process you learn now, you slowly pick up the skill, So don't be afraid. Just if you want to, just go ahead. Follow what you like. You like hiking, go hiking. You like culture, go culture club. You like just socialize event, then you go some other club. Okay, just follow it, do it. Then I think you get to what you want in life.
And also, like when you mentioned trying something new and being open to it, it brings me back to when I was in foundation. I joined in either June or July. So I think by the second month of me being in foundation, me being in health, Subang 2, I was already in secretary. So the story came is like I hated at first before getting into the position, I hated the secretary position. Like whatever during secondary school in clubs, I would do anything to avoid secretary position. It's like, we need to find a secretary. It's like, Alicia, since your mom is, a teacher, like, why don't you can try and become one of our committee? And I'm like, no, I don't want to become secretary. If I become committee, I just want to take the lowest position available, like AJK. AJK is basically like a backup committee. We will help when needed, but not full time. There's like a part-time committee. So that's the position that I wanted if I were to join a club. But Joshua, which he was president of Introverts Club at the time, he introduced me into the secretary position, and surprisingly, it was quite addicting. I did not expect it at all, but it was very addicting. Like, first of all, I get to meet a lot of people. Like, when you go into committee, you get yourself involved. Exposed to lecturers. You get yourself involved with meeting some seniors. You can also get yourself involved with getting exposed to like different departments of health, and also like meeting DSA as well. And also like when during club award day, like the committees, like if you want to go, like sign up for it. What's that? Like we went to, was it Wishma or Elm?
I think yeah.
Yeah, we went there and we met a lot of other clubs, like taekwondo club, basketball club.
Yeah.
So when being in committee, you really get exposed a lot of things. Like that's, I think many people most people, they're not really up for it because they're kind of scared of, not to say scared, but they have some fears. They have their own, like maybe insecurities, and I'm not so sure if I'm capable to do it. And I mean, that's how I started also. I used to hate secretary position, but now when I got experience of it, I'm like, okay, not bad. It's very addicting, surprisingly addicting.
And someone asked you about like what secretary does last time when you were in some of job scope.
If you don't mind, could you briefly explain what the secretary does? Job scope for secretary. Okay, for secretary, as cliche as it may sound, you have to do. Okay, this is how maybe like the workflow will come in up. First of all, you like the president will, okay, let's have a meeting at this date. So they'll discuss in a group, they'll discuss the date. So secretary is more like a person that oversees everything, and it's about the same level as, I mean, you oversee everything just like how a president does. Like you will see, okay, who will do what and when do we finish it. But the person that will initiate it is the president, but you are the only person that will observe it and also keep a record of it. So that the president will say, okay, secretary, let's make a meeting at this date, at this time on this platform. So, okay, and then you go to, if it's an online meeting, then you go to your Google Meet or Microsoft and you set the date and set everything up. So, and then you create a template, whatnot. And you can, during that time also, you and the president, or like maybe 3 people, which is president, vice president, and secretary, will together discuss what will be the agenda for the meeting. So maybe you want to talk about, okay, let's talk about future hikes. Let's talk about how can we improve as a team, and let's talk about any suggestions for next other activities other than hikes. And how can we engage with the members in the WhatsApp group? We have 200 plus members, but only maybe 30 of them are active. So like, how do we engage with them? So you will create a template in the Google form or Google Docs, sorry. And also like after that, during the meeting itself, you will be there like live typing. How we'll call it. So I will, like for me, when I become president, I will ask the secretary to share her screen. So when she type, we can see it. We can see her typing. And then, so like at the same time when she's typing, when I'm talking also, I can refer back to what I've read. So the secretary becomes like a helper towards the president lah. Like very, very important helper. And also like secretary, they more or less, they kind of have to be flexible with the time as well, from my experience. Because during when I was in Introverts Club, the vice president assigned me with a task to write a proposal to be sent to DSA the next day. So the vice president told me at like maybe 9-10 p.m. at night, and fortunately I was still awake, so I finished it and just sent it to her on the same day lah. So one of the, like, if you do want to become secretary, you do have to be flexible with your time, because and also what do you call it, and again being balanced with your academics as well, because when it comes to secretary, it's quite a heavy position as well, because you have to keep track of everything. Like if it's president, it's I'm not saying that you can, but you don't really have to worry if you forget something, because you have a secretary that can help to remind you. I'm not saying that you should just let everything to secretary, but you, as president, you also have your own responsibility lah. But when you become secretary, it's Yeah, it become like a reminder, something like that.
Yeah, because we're kind of running a bit of time also.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Vicole, share quick advice, short one, okay?
Okay.
Now start.
For what my advice is, if you do want to join the club, you better is you have learned something from the club. You make sure you, because if you join the club but you learn nothing, is not, how to say, don't have reason for you to join the club. What I say is, yeah. So don't afraid and set up your comfort zone, and then try the new things and then learn the new knowledge, learn the new skill. Because when in university this is the last platform actually is free, and then let you to learn this skill. If you go out company or something, you have to pay to learn this skill.
Yeah, okay, read this one. I mean, that's the last opportunity before you step out of society, and either you start a 9 to 5 job, or you get some interesting job, or you have more skill to provide, you earn more money. I think that's the last time you have the skill to prove yourself you're gonna be valuable to society.
Also help on your interview also. Yeah, when you interview, you say, I know this skill. Not only I join as event coordinator, but only the name only, but you don't know how to organize an event. There is no point.
Yeah, okay, nice. I think because we really running out of time, but I think I will still go through a very quick one for some of the questions inside the Google form. Some people mentioned. I think most of them, if you're asking about experiences, we hope in the process we share to you, what our personal experiences, what challenges we faced and how we cope with that. Okay, and I think one or two I need to point out to that is some people mentioned like how do they join club and society, or how do they know what's going on in the club, what time activity, who created an event or what. So we have created a Telegram group for all other club and society to join in. If you're not in a club, the WhatsApp group, you might not know their notice, but in here everyone go and share inside what's going on in the campus. So you can join in, so you know what are the club. So I will send you a link to see, to give you a list what are the club out there also, so you can go ahead and click to find which club you're interested. Okay, the next one asking about more of asking about conflict, how you manage conflict between your committee. Maybe a quick one. Who want to share it out? Okay, like how you manage conflict between your own committee member. They have different opinions.
Okay, that one I'm not sure because I have never, not to say never, but I don't really face any conflict.
I feel, okay, for me, I face a lot of conflicts, but I feel that you need to hear them out first. Hear them out, and then you see whether their thing pulled up is reasonable or not. Because certain times they bring a conflict, it be very personal basis, not in terms of the term basis. So you must see whether it's reasonable or not. And then you as a leader, you have to sit down with your other teams also. So all together, and everyone see which one is better. So it goes by belah bahagi lah. So you don't have unless you are an authoritarian lah, you dictator lah, then you go dictate the way lah. But I feel like you should hear him out, explain. If he still doesn't want to, hear him out again, explain again, second time try, don't still want, then you leave to your team. I feel then the team if the team feels that he's right, then I feel that you have to change your point of view. If the team feels that you are right, then I feel that he has to change the point of view. That's me lah. Yeah.
That's like, it can't be too kind as well sometimes. Yeah, conflict happen, then you really have to deal with. If we can't talk it out maturely and openly, then sometimes it's usually better to already speak.
Yes, agreed. Yes.
Yeah, someone mentioned, so like, apart from being shy that when was mentioned a while ago, do you think the reason that holding them back from giving someone feedback is because they are scared that the person receiving it might have hard feeling towards the feedback?
Yeah, this one I think she asked me because I was talking about them being shy, or being hesitant to give a response. So I was middle typing here. So I basically said that I try not to make any of the feedback personal, but if I do need to give them some comments or feedbacks, like I will try to give it in like constructive feedback, and also like suggest ways for them to improve. And also like I really pay attention, like even though I'm holding the position as president, and many they will see that as like, oh, president have to be formal because it's a club thing. Like I during that time I try to not use too much formal because I feel like it's a very tense moment, and I pay attention to my use of words, so I won't be formal. Like I said, I want to engage in that friendship. So like how do I say this? Basically, I try to make it a friendly feedback.
It's like it make the feeling of it's not targeting to attack you, to say, oh, you're bad, you suck, you're not good at this. It's more of the idea of we talking about this is a hard matter, it's for both of our improvement and for the greater good of our club also. Because
agreed.
Things not notice, and you can improve in the future, help you also. Yeah. It's like the intention, the feeling you deliver to the person also. Yeah.
At the same time, I also try to make them like give a safe space for them. Like it's okay to make mistakes, but try not to repeat it lah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like being aware of what you're doing. Like some committees or like some experience that I got from previous club is like they do it for the sake of it. They don't do it like for the like they don't really put effort to it. Like they do it just to finish it.
They're done already, they throw out, then they chow. Or there's like the feeling of attachment to the task or to the people is not there. Yeah. Okay. Or someone mentioned also asking about PSU election. Like after submit like supporter list, what will happen next? What will happen next? Secretary department would be announcing what are the list of nomination, who running for which positions. Then after that, you would have a campaign period. Then in the process, you probably create a poster or you probably create a video talking about, oh, these are my ideas to bring changes in security department, and this is what we will do. And after that campaign period, will have voting period. Then people vote for you, and I think it's likely to be online voting. Then if you get the highest vote, you will become the president or become the role out of all other candidates. Aside from that, in between, we have the interview sessions also, like interviewing each of the candidate, like, oh, what you want to bring to the student. So that's the time when you kind of showcase like what values you want to bring, what things you want to bring for the student as well. Yeah. So that's one of the question. I think aside from that, most of the question we have answered. If you want to leave, you can leave right now. But although it's too early, it's gonna end already. But I still feel like there are some other things feel like I want to share, or maybe one last thing each of us share. I think that's probably took up maybe 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. But any one of you, if anything, just share inside, like for our speaker again. If they want to listen, they stay. If not, I think they can leave already.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not enough time to address too much at once.
I have a lot, not to say a lot, but I bet we have some experience that we want to share that can be really good. But yeah, time frame.
Okay.
Same here. I got class.
Oh, you have to join.
I got class in like I leave in like 5 minutes time. Yeah, but chill. Yeah. I got actually for me I feel that I mean leadership, I don't know I mean it's something that I never learned like theoretically. It's something I do physically, and I feel that it's something where I learn by doing. Where today I do this, I learn, okay, this is good, okay, I go with this. And then I do the thing, test my leadership skills in this way, and I say, oh no, this is not good, I go with that. Yeah. So that's how I improve my leadership skills. And I feel that meeting new people, meeting more people, learning about themselves, and seeing how their leadership skills is, and that's how I also test to implement into my kind of skills. So that's the only way how I do and improve my leadership skills. Honestly, no theoretical or I mean, although we have MPU leadership for business, yeah, but that's only for the
I
for
feel
the
like
sake of
apply okay, the theory
yeah. I mean,
because you have your own character and personality.
yeah, agreed.
When you really do on the leadership, actually is different from what you learn from leadership theory. It totally is different. You can learn what leader, but when actually you do, you cannot apply this on the reality.
Yeah, agreed. So that's why I mean that's why for me. So I feel like it's trial and error for me, lah. That is what keep me going. Because when I'm wrong, I will do it again. I want to make it till I do it right. Then when I'm right, I'm happy. I want to do it again till I make it right again. So I feel happy again. So yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah. Any other like summarize or last thing you want to share to anyone, Alicia and Vicole?
Like what I want to say, yeah. Oh yeah, just now the Alicia say what is it?
Sure.
Time management,
No. For
communities being shy.
the community inactive the one. Actually, on that time you remember I told you, my club is inactive, but I go one-on-one meeting on them everyone now, and then I find out actually they are not inactive. Actually, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They join, but they don't know what to do. That's why they're inactive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yes. I think you find something very difficult because people join in. A lot of us feel confused and lost also. Even as president, I joined this. The previous president didn't teach me anything. I was like, huh? What do I do? Then you need to learn in the process. Then it take up too much time to know what to do. I think that's one thing as a leader. You should teach people and say, oh, these are the things you need to do, and how you can do this. You need to prepare and stuff and everything. So the expectation is there. Instead of say, oh, so lazy not preparing meeting minutes, so lazy not doing the proposal, but like, how do I do? I didn't know how to write a proposal, Yeah. I don't even know I need to write a proposal, yeah. That's true. Alicia, anything like the summarizing point?
Leadership is not, how do you call it? Leadership is not perfect. We are always learning. Like even for Dalvin, for Kean, for Vicole, like they've been leading for quite some time, but they are still learning, still in the process of fixing some of their flaws or some of their leadership skills. And also like what do you call it? Learning to balance priorities. Yeah, basically that, but and also more like what do you call it? Yeah, mainly that. That's what in my head.
Yeah, I think I'll elaborate.
Every president also like share to each other what happened, and then our experience, and then exchange the experience how to overcome it. Yeah, we always do that.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I think. Last point I would bring out, at least for me, what I notice is, even leader, even a committee or anyone, I think everyone is still a human. Okay, it's still a human means they have the emotional part, they have a very task-oriented side of them, they have very lazy side of them, not productive, don't have time management. I think everyone, all of us also have that side. Just that maybe we see it outside like, oh, we are so passionate, so full of energy doing different things. I believe everyone also can do it, because we actually all the same. You might see in front of a screen we are so engaging, talking about everything, but maybe behind the screen sometimes we really struggle with our personal life. We are not motivated to do things. So it's very normal. I would say leadership is still a human. Everyone is still a human. So as long as you open up and to be willing to vulnerable to talk to people, to at least connect in the level like, I'm not better than you, or I'm not too bad from you, then you have the right attitude to meet people, to talk to them. I want to be friends. My life is not good as well, but I'm willing to put effort to make things better. Yeah, and I think in the pursuit of leadership, you're finding more people like who want to make effort in their life or make effort in helping others or pursuing what they are passionate about. That's why I think in leadership is yeah. We all have our own struggle and we are doing it in our own ways to deal with our life. Yeah, and I think I would say that's towards the end of our leadership forum. But I also hope that even if any participants in here, if you want to talk to us further, like listen to more experiences and stories, because I feel like not enough time. Seriously, 4 speaker 2 hours. I was like halfway. I was like, hey, no, how come half an hour passed by, 45 minutes passed by? I was like, no, too slow to progress. Yeah. So if you want to talk to any of us, give a private text in or even in here. Then we give you our contact. So maybe you can text to share more ideas or in the future. Yeah, you see, Dalvin really put in his IG. So that's one of the way you can do it, and we probably will see each other soon or what or online. And
please do very soon, face to face.
Yes. Lastly, I want to thank you for every one of you to be here, and also want to thank you, Dalvin and Vicole, because some of you inspired me to have this event. I think that will be the first time we have such event. Senior sharing experiences to new students or people who are already involved in the community. That's why I think it's very important. Let's say the lesson you learn throughout the years would maybe need a few more years for people to learn. But what we did, I think, would be meaningful for the people who want to be involved. And thank you, everyone. If you have class, have to chow and other things to do also.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. It was
thank
great.
You, everyone.
Very much
Bye.
appreciated everyone. Learn from everyone.
Right.
See you all.
Bye. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All the best. All the
You
best.
too, guys. All the best.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.